All right, so a little high-level overview of our webinar this evening. So we're going to start off with a presentation from RBC with Jivan Buller, who's going to talk about the Future Launch Program. And then we'll hear from Dr. Spencer Russell, who will be speaking on the Fisheries and Aquaculture Program at Vancouver Island University. He'll be followed by a presentation from Dr. Eric Demers, also from Vancouver Island University, and he's going to talk to us about the Bachelor of Science Biology program. So we'll be looking forward to hearing from him. And then after that, we'll have a little question and answer. If you have any questions for them, that would be a great time to ask them. We'll have a short break after that, just so that we can grab a drink or go to the bathroom. And then we're going to wrap up our presentation. Denise Hitt is here. She's representing TRU's Vet Tech program. And then we'll have a little question and answer period after that. So we're really excited that you're all here, and we're excited for our presenters. And so I'm going to turn it over to Jivan now and ask you to give a brief introduction of yourself and then tell us a little bit more about Future Launch.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dinesh, for the introduction, and glad to be here on this call with you all. Looking forward to hearing from everybody. I'm sure it's going to be very exciting. A little bit about me. I'm a banking advisor here in Abbotsford, BC, for RBC, and I'm here to talk to you all about the commitment for RBC's commitment to the actual future of Canada. So we at RBC believe that the youth deserve a better chance. They're motivated and they embrace lifelong learning as a key to their success, but they still need support. Which is why RBC announced its largest ever commitment to Canada's future. It is a 10-year, $500 million initiative to help young people gain access to the skills, job experience, networking solutions, and the mental well-being. And supports and services which they need to be ready for the future of work. I joined Future Launch as I fell in love with the purpose and the mission of this initiative, bringing young people together with community leaders and partners across the private and public sectors to help them prepare for the future of work. I'm pleased to say that we've reached over 5.7 million youth through our projects and charitable partner programs. 75% of which were surveyed and indicated that they are better prepared for the workforce and after participating in a Future Launch funded program. Joining RBC in my early 20s, it's been a joyful experience where I'd learn and grow, and all while developing a career as a banking advisor. And this program has allowed me as an individual to grow in terms of public speaking and developing my skills, working with multiple different organizations such as 4-H and some local and some not so local, but still within BC. So that's a general synopsis of what Future Launch is all about. But there's a lot more that we could go into depth, and I'll leave that to questions and answering. And I will be sharing a website as well in the chat if possible. And again, thank you all for having me, and I'm very excited to hear from everybody else.
Great. Thank you very much. We're so happy to have you here, and we're really grateful for RBC's support in making these presentations possible. And I have had the pleasure of being able to look over the Future Launch resources, and they're very excellent. So I highly recommend them for all 4HBC members to check them out. So yes, if you could please drop that in the chat for everyone to look at, that would be awesome. Okay. Without further ado, we are going to turn the time over now to Dr. Spencer Russell. He has a presentation. Maybe you can start off, or it's included in your presentation, with a short introduction of yourself as well. And we're excited to hear more about the Fisheries and Aquaculture program.
Sure. I won't give away too much information about myself, just because I am part of this actual presentation. I am a veterinarian, and as you'll see at the end of the program, I actually came to VIU and did the Fisheries and Aquaculture program a number of years ago. And this program really set me on my trajectory that I'm at now today. So I just quick outline what I talk about. Why study at Fisheries and Aquaculture at VIU. I'll talk about we have 3 fisheries and aquaculture programs, talk about some of our program highlights, our classes we offer, talk about our work experience program and employment after that, and then success stories, why VIU would be a good fit for future veterinarians. So why study fisheries and aquaculture? Well, if you're interested in working with fish, working with other aquatic animals, or aquatic mammals, plants, you like the marine environment or like freshwater environment, then really we're the place to be, because Nanaimo is situated in the most beautiful place in the world, in the coastal parts of British Columbia. If you like to work outdoors, you like to connect with nature, again, our university is an ideal place for that. If you're interested in resource conservation management and you want to help protect and maintain healthy ecosystems, well, again, our department and our university is really well suited for students that like that kind of information. And then with respect to veterinary medicine, I find this university is an excellent stepping stone for higher education, especially those looking to do a veterinary medicine degree like myself, or even other stuff like a doctor in human medicine. Other reasons why it's important and why studies fish and aquaculture, well, we have quite small class sizes. And so there's a lot of personal attention given to our students to help them succeed. We have extensive laboratory and field experience programs in our department, and students take classes in both laboratory courses as well as field courses. We have a really extensive practicum placement program. So students spend 1 day a week out in the field working with fisheries programs, working with environmental groups, working with aquaculture production systems. We have research opportunities at VIU, both in fish and shellfish and kelp, as well as other animals as well. And what I think is really important too is we have a very good integration with the biology department. They have an excellent department, and they really produce a lot of the fundamental courses that are important for the biological for a BSc program. So what are the 3 programs we have here at VIU? Well, we have a diploma program, we have a BSc with a minor in aquaculture, and we have a post-degree program, a diploma here in fisheries and aquaculture. The diploma program is a 2-year program. It is really based a lot of its practical placements that provide hands-on experience for local organizations and local companies, and local industries. It's an excellent starting point for students coming into the academic world or want to get into the industry. We have a very high student success rates. A lot of our students that come out of this program go directly into jobs or go into other academic placements. We try to push a lot of practical skills in this program. So we have practical skills and courses in fish health, fish spawning, fish anesthesia, aquaculture production, identification of fish, enumeration, so fisheries biology. We have specialists that work in shellfish spawning and culture and identification. And again, we have all these field and laboratory skills that are pushed in this program. Our minor in aquaculture BSc is a unique program in Canada. It integrates nicely with the VIU's biology program that Dr. Demers will be talking about. It's really designed to support and train students for upper management positions in aquaculture production places or enhancement programs or other commercial production. It's a great avenue for employment or also a great avenue for future academic studies. I mean, a lot of these students that come out of these programs go to work with the Department of Fisheries and Oceans or the BC Ministry of Environment. They can work in private industry with aquaculture production systems or environmental consulting groups or research management groups. And then a lot of our students that have goals for higher education do go on to go to doctor in veterinary medicine or even graduate work. A post-degree diploma is for those students that already actually have a degree. So if you already have a degree or a BSc, you can come into this program and do a 1-year diploma program. Other students that come into this sometimes don't have BScs. They might have a master's in arts or an arts degree. But if they have some courses in science, we can actually integrate them into this program. And it allows these students to actually have a ability to select the courses that they want for 1 year to really hone the jobs or the placements they want to get after that. And again, a lot of these students come into there, usually go on for higher graduate work, working in environmental studies work, fisheries, aquaculture, and then going on to professional degrees. So some of our program highlights is we teach courses in freshwater field techniques and ichthyology, marine intertidal coastal ecology, invertebrate larval rearing, fish health, shellfish health, crustacean health. We have courses in salmonid, so husbandry and non-salmonid husbandry. We study aquatic plants and algae. We have work placements and other courses, and we have student research projects. So we have a full gamut of courses that students can actually take and get what they want out of our program. We also have a dedicated work experience class, okay? And this really introduces students to facilities, organizations, institutions for them to create relationships with these groups where they want to work in the future, okay? It's integrated into fall, spring school semesters. And we also have a summer practicum placement program in industry and academia. So students that come into our diploma or our BSc or our postgrad diploma, they get up to 6 to 12 days per semester working in work experience. So they have the work experience places where we have choice. We have lots of connections out there. Some also get to work at one of our specialized facilities here at VIU. It's called Deep Bay Marine Station. We'll talk a little bit later. Students that come into our program, the career opportunities that they're looking for, they want to do, and when they leave our program, get jobs in federal and provincial fisheries programs. They work at fisheries enhancement programs. They can work in habitat assessment. They can work with wild stock management. Some go to graduate school. Some go into academic research as technicians or pharmaceutical research as technicians. Others go to industries, culturing fish and invertebrates, or they work in fish and shellfish laboratories, health laboratories, or they go to private environmental consulting firms. And with the professors that we have here and the longstanding placement of VIU, we have lots of connections with lots of different companies, academic institutions, and private consulting companies on the island and in BC for students to get placements into these different areas. On VIU, we have some fantastic recirculating aquaculture systems for students to learn how to culture fish here on campus. We have a large aquaponics station that integrates growing food, the plant material with fish production. We have full equipped laboratories for student use, and we have the most extensive fish museum in Canada. The Deep Bay Marine Station, which I mentioned before, is a very special place in our program. It specializes in shellfish and kelp research. It's located in Bain Sound, which is about 45 minutes north of Nanaimo, north of the Vancouver Island campus. It's located in the hub of shellfish aquaculture in British Columbia. It's a great place for student training in applied shellfish, kelp, and aquaculture, as well as restoration. It's also a public engagement facility and does lots of education in the local shellfish aquaculture industry. It also collaborates with other universities in research and other companies involved in environmental monitoring. The one nice thing about our program, because we have all these connections with local industry and academic institutions, as well as governments, is we have a fantastic student scholarship and awards program. Sorry, that's my cat. And in fact, a couple of days ago, we had our awards night and we gave out over $30,000 in awards to students. So students in our diploma program and our BSc program have the ability to apply for these awards and get remunerated while actually attending university. We also have a lot of research opportunities at VIU and in our Fisheries and Aquaculture program. The university supports the Canada Summer Jobs Program. We also have an internal awards for work opportunities for students at VIU, as well as we have opportunities for students to enter into the Undergraduate Student Research Awards for NSERC. At the university, in our program, we have 3 centers of excellence. We have the Center for Shellfish Research, which is run by Dr. Tim Green. He's a Canada Research Chair in shellfish genetics, and he runs the Center for Shellfish Research, as well as the Deep Bay Marine Station. We have the Center for Innovation in Fish Health, which is run by myself. I do a lot of applied research, veterinary research with fish and fish diseases. And then we have Dr. Dan Baker, who is a fish and shellfish physiologist that does a little bit of everything, but he also runs the aquaponics station here in our department. Again, there's also research opportunities that not necessarily just at VIU, but a lot of our research of collaborations with local industry, local academic institutions, such as the Pacific Biological Station, which is run by the Department of Fisheries and Oceans here in Nanaimo, as well as with collaborators at the Banfield Marine Sciences Center, which is in Banfield on the west coast of the island, And they have research there from UBC, University of Alberta, University of Calgary, and Simon Fraser University. So how do you get into it? For our diploma program, students require a minimum C grade in one pre-calculus 11 or foundations of math 11 or equivalent. They need a life sciences 11 or a minimum C grade or equivalent. They need to graduate from BC Secondary School or some sort of equivalent with a minimum C grade in English 12 or English First Peoples 12. For the BSc, you need to have the standard BSc entrance requirements and a minimum B in pre-calculus. My department head told me to add a few more points in here. We have upgrade courses are available for if you're missing some of those prerequisite courses. For a post-degree diploma, we need a recognized degree in biological sciences, mostly from another university, but we have had students enter that didn't have a BSc. They had an arts degree, but had a more of a science background in their arts degree. And we require a minimum B average from that university. And for students there, we usually have an interview because those students, we want to make sure we tailor what we have possible at VIU for what their outcomes will need to be. So what are some of our success stories? Well, I'll name a few of them. So Sarah Leduc here, she graduated from our diploma program, 2-year diploma program. She now runs the Deep Bay Marine Station, and she's an integral part of Dr. Green's research program. Chilla on the second one here, she's now down in the Bahamas. She's a BSc graduate with MS with a minor in aquaculture, and she now teaches aquaponics. Chandler is also a BSc graduate, and he works for a salmon enhancement program. And Lorna now works, she actually went through our diploma program, switched into our BSc program, and now works for Fisheries and Oceans. Just a few more. Tristan Robbins, he's a manager. He now manages the Freshwater Society of BC's hatchery in Duncan, just south of Nanaimo. He was a diploma graduate. Brianna Heese here, she's actually my graduate student. She's doing her master's right now. I'm a adjunct professor at the Ontario Vet College, so all my graduate students go through there. She's actually a post-grad degree diploma, and she'll be applying for vet school next year. And then myself, I don't like to talk too much about myself, but I do regard myself as a bit of a success story for our program. I did an undergrad at University of Alberta, and I did a BSc there in marine biology. I then came into the postgraduate diploma here at Fisheries and Aquaculture, and I really made the connection, started working in aquaculture, in fish aquaculture, producing Atlantic salmon and trout. I realized that there was a need for people that specialized in aquatic animal health. I didn't get into my DVM program straight away, but I went and did a master's in science at a veterinary immunology and pathology department, University of Connecticut. I then went to the Ontario Vet College and did my DVM degree, and I absolutely loved it. It was a great experience. And everyone in the DVM degree really was interested in fish because they don't teach much fish at vet colleges these days. I then decided why is VIU ideal? I don't really think that the fisheries and aquaculture is the only good thing about VIU. Is at VIU in our BSc program, we have all the courses required for undergrad to get into these upper education or professional programs. I feel our small class sizes is really important and has really good success for our students. In the fisheries and aquaculture, we have these practicum programs, but really introduces the students to the real world, to gain introductions to people, to make connections, to understand where they want to go and how they can get to their goals. And again, our work experience at the same time. If you students are interested, if you Google Fisheries and Aquaculture VIU, our website should come up and have lots more information than the small presentation that I've given today.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak about VIU biology and also to speak about the programs at VIU. Thanks to Dr. Russell to providing a great overview about the opportunities that occur that are available at VIU in the fisheries and aquaculture, as well as some of the integration that occurs with the biology program as well, and some of the other programs that are offered at VIU. I myself, I'm a biologist. I did my undergraduate at McGill University, where I really got developed a passion for zoology and ecology, studied fish ecology, but over time I also had another passion in bird And so I completed a PhD in fisheries biology at York University in Ontario, and then eventually made my way to VIU, where I also share my passion about freshwater ecology, fisheries biology, as well as ornithology, the study of birds. So what I'll talk to you tonight is a little bit about the biology programs. The outline that I have for this presentation is I'll talk about the biology programs, a little bit about admissions, what are some of the requirements to getting admitted into the biology program. We'll talk a little bit about pre-vet options, so students who are interested in pursuing veterinary opportunity after completing courses at VIU. How do you get to that? A little bit about research opportunities that are included within the program, and as well as some other outside the program opportunities that occurred within biology, and then some of the graduate outcomes that students have when they complete their programs here. At VIU, we offer a Bachelor of Science, and within the Bachelor of Science, we offer the major in biology, an honors in biology, and a minor in biology. The major in biology is for those students whose interest is primarily biology, because a lot of that Bachelor of Science is going to be driven by courses that are tailored for a biology career or interest. Usually that involves 84 credits or so of a total credit in the program, in the Bachelor of Science, which is 128 credits. So it's really about 80%, 75% of the courses are going to be tailored towards the biology field. We also have an honors in biology program where students basically complete the same requirements as the major, but the honors include a research experience. It's still possible to do a research experience within a major in biology, but the honors in biology guarantees the research experience. And so it's kind of a major plus research experience. And then we also have a minor in biology, which is basically for students who are interested in perhaps completing some biology courses, but maybe not to the extent of a major in biology, but who are also interested in sharing their interest with other subjects. So these are ideal for combining one or two or more subjects. Sometimes students will do a double minor or even a triple minor. And these can be combining interest in various fields, like a double minor in biology and aquaculture, or biology and chemistry, or some other. There's lots of options at VIU, whether in science or non-science, that can be combined within the degree. There's also an option, of course, for a student completing a major in biology to then complete a minor in aquaculture or a minor in chemistry within that degree. So there's lots of options that tailor usually based on what students are interested in pursuing. Some of the highlights of the biology program, and I think Dr. Russell spoke to those as well. At VIU, we're primarily teaching university, and so that means that teaching is a very large focus of what we as faculty do and what the university does. And so we pride ourselves with having with small class sizes, which usually involves, and those are involved at all level, whether it's a year 1, 2, 3, or at upper level. There we do have classes that are relatively small by comparison to some larger universities where perhaps the classes are going to be larger. So, for instance, our lecture sizes for year 1 are in the order of 60 to 80 students. Within the class. In year 2, they drop down to about 48 to 64. And in year 3, 4, the classes are down to 16 to 20 students. All our lab sizes are 16 to 20 students. And so that really allows students to get a good opportunity to interact with the activities that are involved within the laboratories, whether in lab or in the field, as well as interacted with the team of instructor and technicians who are involved with supporting these laboratories. So another aspect is we incorporate experiential and hands-on at all levels. So really starting in year 1 courses have labs. So students are exposed to the wonders of biology by experiential opportunities right in year 1, instead of having to wait and perhaps till later. And that involves using some of the equipments that's involved, and as well as running some experiments. and again at all levels. So year 2 and then year 3, more opportunities like that, but often they get, perhaps these opportunities get a little more advanced, and opportunity to really interact with some very interesting experiential aspects. Instructors are very accessible. We really pride ourselves with knowing our students well as students can interact with us and on first name basis. It's not an intimidating place, and that makes it very welcoming for students, makes it easy to support their success. And we have a number of supports systems that are in place to help support students through their program. We have great undergraduate research opportunities, which Dr. Russell referred to quite a number of them, which biology students get the opportunity to be involved with, which I'll talk a little bit again later. The VIU major in biology itself is our flagship programs, the program that students who are interested in biology usually will work towards. And it's built in similarly to programs in biology at many other universities, and that structure is fairly standard. And one of the reasons for that is it allows some mobility across universities. If students want to transfer from one university to another, there's often a lot of similarities between programs, and so that structure is typical. That year 1 is going to be a general science year, which involves some biology, chemistry, math, physics, and building up some English requirement. That is an institutional requirement. So usually those are the course that student would take in year 1. Year 2 would be biology subdiscipline survey. So that would be doing courses expanding the knowledge of biology and a little bit of chemistry, which involves courses in cell genetics, microbiology, biochemistry, and then ecology, botany, organic chemistry, statistics. And again, that's fairly typical of a major in biology, and that's spreading this broad approach to biology courses in year 1 and 2 really builds the base on which to develop and into further courses later on. In year 3 and 4 is where students really get to customize their degree. There are only 3 required courses at that level, and then the rest are all elective options which students can select. We don't force students in a particular direction, so that students who are interested in cellular molecular biology can focus on that. They can focus on microbiology, ecology, zoology, and they can also take courses outside of strictly biology by integrating courses like fisheries, aquaculture, natural resource management and protection, forestry, and geography, or courses that are more in the environmental science. So there's opportunity to really customize the degree at that level, which students really appreciate, because then they can either take courses across many different areas or specialize a little more if they have that interest. There's also the option of taking courses that are offered at the Deep Bay Marine Field Station that Dr. Russell referred to. There's also an opportunity for students who are more interested in marine biology to take courses at the Banfield Marine Sciences Center and then transfer them into the VIU degree. Although the degree structure is set, as I mentioned here, in year 1 to 4, students don't have to do their degree in 4 years. There's really no pace set. Some students do their degree in 4 years, some in 5 years, 6 years. It's however, whatever the students is most comfortable with. There's no minimum expectation of time or maximum expectation of time for completion. The admission to biology program, this is for the major in biology, would require C+ in English 12, which is a universal requirement for all bachelor's program at VIU. And then specifically for the major in biology would be C+ in biology 11 or 12, which would be either life science 11 or anatomy and physiology 12. And then chemistry 11. And chemistry 12 is recommended if a student has an opportunity to take that. If not, it's okay. We do offer some seats for students who only have chemistry 11, and they can build up the knowledge of the chemistry 12 content through their program. And then physics 11 is also required to be able to complete the first year courses. There is also a prerequisite requirement for the Bachelor of Science of a minimum B in pre-calculus 12. So those are the admission requirements. And of course, if students don't have all these prerequisites, there is there is an upgrade program at VIU where students can complete some of these courses while they're at the university. For those students who are interested in the pre-vet option, most of the time students will be interested in going to the Western College of Veterinary Medicine at University of Saskatchewan. The prerequisites to get into the vet program are built in the major in biology. So it makes it relatively simple to be able to meet the prerequisite for admission to vet school by completing the major in biology. And so here in this table, it highlights on the left side the courses that are included as part of the major in biology, and on the right side, how they meet the WCVM prerequisites. So for instance, our first year biology course would meet the 6 credit required of biology that vet school require, and then so on, as you can see on this table, for chemistry and then the math requirement and physics and the English requirement for admission to vet school. Year 2, it's the same idea. The range of courses that we offer in year 2 then line up really well with the pre-vet requirements. And so as students are completing these courses, they're able to meet those requirements. The veterinary requirement includes some electives, and then those come from the additional course that we require for students in a major in biology. And then there is a requirement for an Indigenous Studies course, which can be taken as an elective, which counts as well for the major in biology. So that makes it relatively easy for students to build in the pre-vet requirements as they're completing the program. We pride ourselves in our small program to be able to include some research opportunities for students to complete. We have a dedicated course called Undergraduate Research Program, Biology 491, which we refer to, where students can include a year-long or 8-month-long fall and spring semester research opportunity of their choice with a supervisor within the biology or fisheries or one of the departments at VIU, where they can complete a research project. And that's led to some very exciting opportunities for students, whether it's in the field of microbiology, cellular biology, or ecology. The student on the left is a student who completed a project while at VIU on on courses, and went on to vet school at University of Saskatchewan, who is now a veterinarian on Vancouver Island. We also have out of these research opportunities, students often will go to conferences. That's the image that shows on the lower right, where students go to conferences to present some of their research to other field experts within the area of biology. So there's lots of opportunities there, which students can pursue, and that really an opportunity for students to work one-on-one with a supervisor and really expand their interest in biology and pursue, and which is very helpful in how they then continue in their career. There are other opportunities outside of the biology program specifically that have really drawn in some and provided some unique opportunities for students. This one, it's one that I personally run. It's called the VIU Bird Banding Program, which we've been running for 12 years now, where basically myself and students have been running a program where we capture wild birds and then put bands on them and learn more about their movements and how they are interacting with the environment, where we pursue various programs. So all of the students that have been involved in this program learn how to handle birds safely, how to study them, how to identify them, and then by the same token, they're getting an opportunity to train other volunteers and sometimes do public education opportunities where the students will get to interact with members of the public to show what they're doing. So all of the image that you see here are all VIU students who have gone through this program over the years. There's been well over 200 volunteers over time. Another project that we also have, run by one of my colleagues, Dr. Carolyn Josephson, is Gary Oak ecosystem restoration that's been going on campus at VIU, where we had some disturbed habitat that she has taken over to try to improve the environment for native plants, as well as for pollinators and other ecosystem services that that students have been involved in. And so that's an opportunity outside of class again, where students can do put their biology knowledge to work towards a common goal of restoring ecosystems. So we have a few projects like this that students can get involved with. And there's other projects like the Deep Bay Marine Station, which often has hired volunteers from, or even hired students from the biology program, which are other opportunities. What do students do with a VIU biology program? A lot of things, because biology is such a broad field. We've seen graduates in all sorts of areas, but generally some pursue graduate school to continue into master's and PhD. Some will go to professional school, including veterinary school. We usually have 1 or 2 students apply to veterinary school every year, and we have a fairly good success rate from our graduates getting into veterinary school, but others will apply to medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, and so on. We have students who carry on careers in biotechnology or biomedical, environmental consulting, government career, working for Fisheries and Ocean, Environment Canada, Health Canada, and or provincial government and local government. And also some students are interested in the K-12 system, will continue and do a post-baccalaureate degree in education after to be able to teach it within that system. Okay, so I hope this gives you a good overview of the biology program, and between Dr. Russell and myself, we get a good overview of VIU and the kind of opportunities that exist. And I would welcome any question. And here's my contact information if anyone wants to contact me. I am the chair of the biology program currently, and also I am the Bachelor of Science degree advisor. So the degree advisor for all of science program at VIU. So whether it's for biology or other program, I can answer any question about requirements for the program or what's involved in doing a degree at VIU.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me tonight. So my name is Denise Hitt. I am one of the faculty at Thompson Rivers University, and I am also a registered veterinary technologist. I have been a registered veterinary technologist for about 17 years, and this is my second year teaching up at Thompson Rivers University. So I was in clinical practice right up until a couple of years ago, and then I made the switch to teaching. So it's very exciting to be on the other end of things now. So I just got a really quick little PowerPoint. It's got a couple of videos in there. And then at the very end, I have a video that our students have put together, which is basically a day in the life of a vet tech student. So it's kind of fun to see it from the student's point of view. So I'll start the PowerPoint. So basically, the big question is always, what is a registered veterinary technologist? So we are a paraprofessional that is a dedicated part of the veterinary team. With that, we get to basically, when you're in a veterinary clinic, we are helping out in all aspects of helping those pets. So from, greeting the clients and their pets, we'll be the ones in the exam rooms taking the histories. We can be the ones getting all of the diagnostics for the veterinarians. So blood work, fecal samples, urine samples, x-rays. We also do a lot of the nursing care for our patients. So we'll be responsible for, daily rounds on our patients. We're responsible for charting and medical records. And then we are also surgical assistants. So we will be prepping our patients for surgery. We are the anesthetist in that surgery. So working with the DVM in the actual surgery suite, being the ones in charge of that anesthetic. We're in charge of recovering and then making sure that those patients go home safely and are properly discharged to their pet parents. So it's a lot of responsibility. It's a very rewarding career. And that's just the clinical aspect. So you can also find registered veterinary technologists in research facilities. We do have large animal portions as well. So we've got one of our instructors grew up and spent a lot of her career working on dairy farms and sheep farms. You can find them out at ranches. We can be in zoos and aquariums. So Marine Mammal Rescue down on the Lower Mainland has a fairly big contingency of registered veterinary technologists. Wildlife parks and rehab centers, veterinary industry sales, so pharmaceutical sales, food like veterinary diets will hire RVTs as their reps. We do have a lot of our RVTs will end up doing behavior classes for dogs and cats. So you can actually have a side business teaching behavior classes, teaching puppy classes. Some of them are owners of veterinary hospitals themselves, and some of them you can actually also go into shelter medicine and help out with that aspect of animal care. So I do have a little short video here. Hopefully it will play. Sorry about that, everybody. I had these great videos and I'm not sure how to make them play for you. But I will, like the one video for sure I can put into the chat. The program at TRU is a 2-year diploma program. And we also have a 3-year open learning program as well. So there's 2 options that Thompson Rivers University can offer. The 2-year in-house diploma program is a cohort of typically 24 to 26 students. So you go through the whole 2 years together. The benefit of the in-house program is that we do have animals on site that you get to, practice your skills on. So, we typically bring in like anywhere from 6 to 11 dogs that will come in the September season or the September semester, as well as up to 16 cats. We bring those in, and those are there for the students to learn their skills and practice their skills hands-on with. Part of that is the students are also responsible for animal care. So they do end up being very busy days. You're usually there at 7:30 on a rotating kennel schedule. And then you're also responsible for walking, like for our dogs, we're responsible for walking the dogs, feeding the dogs, and making sure that all of their medical records are kept up to date, as well as our cats. So yeah, very, very busy days for our students. But again, they get that hands-on experience. So they're coming out with a lot of really good hands-on skills. The 3-year open learning program is beneficial in the fact that you get to stay at home. So you have, hopefully less expenses in that respect. You do need to be employed at a veterinary clinic for a minimum of 20 hours a week in order to qualify for the open learning programs. So you will need to find a clinic that will provide that mentorship for you. So there are, there's a few little hurdles that you have to kind of overcome to get into the open learning program. So that's, and then the first year, on the in-house program, there's a 2-week practicum where the students will go and spend 2 weeks at a clinic, just kind of, getting a good overview of clinic life. And then in the second year, there is a month-long practicum where the students go and closer to graduation. So you're getting to facilitate and utilize your skills and practice your skills. And then a lot of times those students will pick clinics that they aspire to work at, so that it's kind of like a working interview for a month prior to. And a lot of our students will get job offers as soon as they are partway through that practicum, just because it is a very sought after position right now to be an RVT. There's not enough RVTs in BC or even in Canada for that matter to warrant the need of jobs that are out there. So there's no real chance that there's not employment after taking the program through TRU. TRU's program is also qualifies you to write the VTNE, which is our veterinary technicians national exam. So that is an exam that is North America wide. And with that, you get reciprocity to work anywhere across Canada and in majority of the United States as well. So So that definitely opens a lot of doors for our students. So, any questions? Course and a veterinary math course that will be required once you're accepted into the program. That will be required kind of, post, like once you've been accepted, before you kind of I think the courses are due this time of year. So by November of your first year, you have to have those courses finished. And then we do take in, so our application process is, because we get so many applications. So this last year we had, I think it was 86 applications for 26 seats. So we do have a application process that takes into consideration previous experience. So like 4-H members already, being a 4-H member gets you more points than somebody that, say, doesn't have that kind of animal-based experience, volunteering in a clinic or at a shelter. Those types of things would, they all count towards being able, towards that application. So.
So we have a question in the chat. Can you transfer to a vet program from the vet tech program? Do any of the credits transfer?
They do. What I do recommend people is, if veterinary medicine, like a doctor of veterinary medicine is your final goal, I would concentrate more on the Bachelor of Science than coming into the vet tech program. As much as I love to promote the vet tech program, and I think being a veterinary technologist is an amazing career, if you want to be a DVM, because the competition is so fierce, like I think out of BC there's only 60 seats available at the Saskatoon campus. You are better to focus your strengths onto getting your Bachelor of Science so that you could go into the veterinary program, versus if you go through the vet tech program, you would probably still need your Bachelor of Science in order to get into the doctor of veterinary medicine program, just because the competition is so fierce. Pay scale. Our recent graduates this past June, they were being offered jobs anywhere from about $28 to $35 an hour. So it's definitely increased in probably the last 5 years. We've seen the biggest increase in pay scale for our vet techs, which is really great to see. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that presentation, Denise. If people do have more questions following, are they able to reach out to you, or is there someone
Yeah, for sure. I'll put my email in the bottom here. There you go. Success rate for the program. The in-house program is probably higher success rate. And I think that's mainly due to kind of the distance program. A lot of times they end up either losing that mentorship, like losing the clinic, or switching clinics before they get a chance to finish. But our success rate in the in-house program is, I would say, and like, so that's completing the program and writing the VTNE. We're probably in the like 95 percentile of our graduates will be able, will pass the VTNE. So yeah, very high success rate.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation tonight, Denise. And like I said to all of our members who are watching, we are going to use this recording on our YouTube channel. And again, probably on our Agri-Career Tech program, Quest program, which is coming up in July of 2025. So if there are no other questions, we are going to also thank RBC Foundation and Jeevan Buller for being here this evening and talking about Future Launch. Thank you very much, Jeevan, and for RBC being one of the sponsors of our webinar series.
Yes, and again, thank you. It was great to hear from all the doctors and Denise. It's a very interesting program. Again, thank you, Horish, for having us, for sure. Can't wait to keep doing more of these.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.